crooked.
Oh, okay. Are we filming already? Well, look, you only had 30 minutes to have this all set up correctly.
No, actually, because sometimes like, I don't want to interrupt because we film in your office.
I appreciate it. I respect you. Thank you. I'm having fun.
It is what it is. This is what we're working with. This is what we're doing.
What is
God,
this?
I forgot to flip it up.
I was going to say, I don't think this is a good idea at all. And also, that's still not straight.
Yeah, well, we're working with it.
Okay, you're in charge.
It looks fine when I look at it.
Now, your boyfriend,
Yes.
significant other, is in the carpentry world, right?
Is he?
He's in the world of carpentry, contractor,
Yeah.
builder.
Does that include carpentry?
It does, yeah. I'm going to presume that he carries a level. And I'm going to say that if he put that on there right now, we would find in the world we say plum. We would find that it's not plum.
Sometimes I think you make up things. Plum? Never heard of it. Never heard of that
That's what
phrase.
plumbers do. They plumb.
But
But he's not plumber. I get it. But that is also not level.
I don't.
You don't need to do anything.
Your rug is in the way.
It's my fault. I do it. Great work, Jaiden. All this Jaiden on the job really paying off.
It's hard to be a screenwriter, producer, videographer. What else?
No, you were just
Office personality. Like, I don't know what.
all around rock star. Yes.
Thank you.
You do a fantastic job. I know you're not here looking for compliments.
No, but I will accept them.
Fair enough. Let's see if anybody has any compliments for you out there. I'll go see anyway.
Guys, don't line up all at once.
No. You do a great job. I've been giving Jaiden a hard time the last 5 minutes. But, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We've talked a lot about that. And now this young woman knows how to operate the level on the tripod.
Yeah, I still think it's not leveled, but we're just going to blame either the flooring.
It definitely could be true. But if it's not, here's the thing. And I'm not giving you a hard time. If the flooring is on level, okay, the legs adjust to accommodate for the things being not level.
And I did that.
I know. But then it's, you don't get up. But then is the level, does it in the bubble, is it level?
Is the bubble in the middle?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, then you're right, it's not level. So
Right,
then what you
yeah.
would do generally is you would
Keep trying until it's right.
Yeah, but
Well,
you know what?
I give up.
Thank you. That wasn't that way you did it. You were like, you knew I had a 3 o'clock appointment and it's 2:39. So I respect.
Oh my God.
I respect you for that.
I forgot, and we were supposed to film a TikTok today.
Yeah, here's the thing.
No way
What
we're putting
time
that
do you
in
have-
now.
What time? Yeah, we can do it. What time are you leaving?
3:50.
Oof. Okay.
See, told you, no chance. I was gonna ask you if we should move our podcast day to either like Wednesday or Wednesday, but you said Thursdays are the best days. But it also seems like every time we try to film on Thursdays, it's not the best days.
Thursdays, I have this habit of, because I'm here all day on Thursday, I fill the schedule.
Right, but
And
like I'm in your schedule,
you are.
blocked out every week, same time.
And I was inappropriate. I don't know what happened today. I'm sorry.
I think you were just vibing.
No, I said hello to Eric, and that takes you down a rabbit hole. And I just need to eat some lunch.
You know what? You were putting yourself first. I can't blame you.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a podcast in the next 7 minutes.
We are.
And then we're going to shoot our TikTok.
Okay. Welcome back, everyone, to Business Unbugged. I'm Jaiden.
And I'm Bill.
So I want you to share a spooky or most bizarre story from your pest control experience. Because you've been in the business now, the bug business, for about, how old are you? 70 years? Go on.
I've been in the business for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 44. I've been in the business since I was 19, I guess 19, I think it was technically. So you can do the math. 25 years.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm turning 25.
Yes, again. I get it. I gave her a hard time in the beginning. What goes around comes around. The words of Justin Timberlake. So it's a classic. Anyway, what is this? There's been some like basements that have been spooky. Not this isn't ghostly, but because there's definitely been times where I've been in homes or basements and like the house is like from the 1800s and you feel like there's something going on, an energy, right? But kind of just like, I don't know if it's spooky, kind of gave me the
heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, it was. I was in shall remain nameless. I was in a restaurant with a very low ceiling in the basement. So I had to walk. I could walk in the basement, but I had to be like hunched over, almost like bent in half, right? And that's where they kept all their like stored goods. And it was well organized down there, but it was the basement in kind of in a, not say city, but pretty vibrant town. They were having a rat problem. So I had to go down there and see what I could find. And I knew the rats were down there, or at least presumed they were. And so as I'm walking, it's quiet. The restaurant's closing. They're open, but it's closing. Like their last few customers are leaving. And so right above my head, like again, I'm kneeling. So the ceiling, I'm not kneeling. I'm bent over, and the ceiling is like this close to me, right? And the insulation is tucked up in the bays, and I can hear the rats running over my head, like not above the next floor, like just above the insulation. And I was like, a rat's gonna drop on my head right now.
They so could.
So could. And didn't, thankfully. And I put out some materials to try to control the rat population, which I did, in fact, control because I'm a pro. But it did freak me out. I don't love rats anyway because they're bigger and they can move pretty quick. All of a sudden they jump out at you.
Yeah, I feel like mice, they're still pretty, like, gross.
Right.
But
sometimes
you're like, oh.
And now that I'm sharing this with you, I have a couple other ones. So another rat story. Another thing, big, like, apartment building, nice place, but they had a real like a flood in the river nearby, and it pushed all the rats out and found their dumpster, and the dumpster was inside a room, like a trash room, and they must have found like a burrow to get down underneath the building and come up, and there were just rats took over this place. So we had to get inside the building. We would be up in the drop ceiling, like in this room, I'd set a ladder up, okay, and at 5 o'clock I'd put my head up there. All you could hear were the rats like talking. There was like a chirping noise that they would communicate to each other. It was wild. Like the building came alive. And people would open their pantry and like a rat would look at them. Like they took over the building. And I'd use a specific product to control them, and we ended up eliminating them. But it was wild. Like wild. Rats were just dying everywhere. I mean, it was pretty crazy. I was going there 3 times a week. So that was pretty crazy. There was another time, it was kind of gross, probably more than anything. I had to stand in a bed with bed bugs. There were a lot of bed bugs, like hundreds of bed bugs. And I didn't have the right piece of equipment for the job, but I don't like to leave a job without it getting done. So I used what I had. I was resourceful and got the job done. That wasn't great. That was not one of my better. That was the one time in my career. So I did the job. You couldn't move in the room. It was like a California king size bed. This is always the case, in a room that can basically fit a king. And I have to flip the bed upside down. So how do you even do that? Where do you stand? It was a nightmare. And again, hundreds of bugs. Hundreds. So I do my best I can or whatever. I pack all my stuff up. I leave. I drive probably, 5-10 minutes down the road. I went to CVS to get like a Gatorade because I was dying in this place. As I got out, I was getting out of the truck. I glanced down on my leg, and there was a bed bug on my leg. And it's the only time I've ever taken a bug with me. And I was like, oh boy. And so then I did a full inspection of my body and also the vehicle. And everything checked out. Never brought them home. So that was good. But that was alarming. Definitely a lot of cockroach things.
Those are the worst ones.
Definitely fogged a small kitchenette. It was an apartment in Woonsocket, and the way they had these like little galley kitchens in the apartments, and so they had so many roaches. I stood at the end, just facing in with like a fogger. We used to do a lot of fogging back then, and the roaches just poured out. They were dropping. I had to keep stepping I had to keep lifting my feet so they wouldn't. Because if I kept my feet on the ground, they would just run up my leg. So
Oh my god.
if I did like steps, they would not do that. So that was pretty gross. But I've never had like a spooky. I think I've probably dealt with some spooky people, and I've been in a restaurant in East Greenwich where I don't think it's there anymore, but he showed me I don't know if you call it a room. It was like a closet where they used to keep the slaves.
Wow.
Not him, of course.
I know, but like,
right? And like that was scared me, because like there's this awful energy down here. Like I feel I'm scared.
that's actually crazy.
It's like really that creeped me out a bit, because I was like, I just feel like there's got to be.
You just feel the heaviness of like,
Oh my god, yeah, just like. Yeah, it was a lot. I was like, wow. He was just like, yeah, if you're into history, this is where, when they were back in the day, they would give us like, I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
I gotta go, guys.
And another house I was in where my last one, this is probably a cool story. Maybe it's not. You feel like there could be some ghosts associated with it, right? No, on the flip side, there was a house. I went in this guy's pantry, and he said, I don't know, I reached in, he said, hey, right underneath there, if you move the food to the left, there's a door, open that door. So I opened the door. I was like, what's this? And he's like, there's a stairwell down underneath. He's like, that used to connect to the Underground Railroad.
That's crazy.
Which was wild, right? I'm like,
it is crazy when you really think about, not to go off path, just the history of everything. And when you really think of, even just an area like this, right? To think like, oh my gosh, I can't believe people. First of all, I can't believe people used to drive around on horses.
some would say they rode around on horses.
Right. Rode around on horses. Horse and buggy. What? Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Well, if you had to.
Nope. No.
Okay.
No. No. I would like give myself tuberculosis or something.
What?
So I didn't have to do it and put up with it. People always say, oh, I was born in the wrong generation. No, I was born in the right generation, because let me tell you something.
If I'd been alive
many things.
and there was no TikTok.
No, never mind TikTok. No iced coffee.
Stop.
No, no,
Nothing
pretty
better than
serious.
a hot black coffee.
No.
Right back to the cowboy
I
days.
can give
sitting
you
around
a
the fire.
list of things that are so much better.
Cowboy up.
No energy drinks.
Oh,
No
God.
movie
Sounds like a
theater
much healthier
popcorn.
society.
I know we steered off track a little bit.
These are your scary stories.
I know.
No, iced coffee.
That is my scary story. That is my worst nightmare. No, I have a lot of scary stories. My house is actually haunted. I didn't know if you knew that about me.
I didn't know that about you. I think, well, that's not, I feel like you may have mentioned that in the past.
Yeah, it's a personality trait. One time, quick story to make it about me before we go.
Of course.
So it was my great grandfather's house, and my mom and
We're gonna cut that right out there.
Anyways,
It's a ghost. It's a ghost. I definitely soft microphone. Thank you.
It was my great grandfather's house, and my mom, brother, and I all moved in, and unfortunately, he passed away. I think like a year. I don't even know if we made it a year. I don't know how long we were living there before he passed away. And my grandfather would always wake me up. It must have been a year, because he would always wake me up for the bus to make sure, like, because typical me, like, I would get ready early, but then I would have downtime, so I would lay in bed and I would fall back asleep. And so he'd always yell up the stairs, like, Jaiden, like, you have to get up. So he passed away at the very beginning of school. I think it was like the second day of school. Unfortunately, like, he had a heart attack while I was home with him and passed away a few days later. But so the following week, I was laying in bed. I had fallen asleep. And the way my room is set up, you could run from the opposite end of the house into my room. Like, it was just a direct line of, like, hallways.
Okay.
Like, you know, like, my door, like, I stare down basically like a hallway into other bedrooms, kind of.
Okay.
Or an open space, but into other door frames leading into the bedrooms upstairs. And when I tell you, it felt like someone ran from the other end of the house into my room and jumped on my bed. Like it felt like somebody had like I woke up like like what?
Wow.
And I was like looking around, and then I looked at the time. It was time to get on the bus.
No kidding.
Yep. Well, that's all I got.
Okay. Thanks for watching another episode with Bill and
Jaiden.
on business
Unbugged. That was like, oh my gosh, our laughs were kind of like evil laughs.
You should turn it into that.
I'm going to edit it into evil laughs. Yeah.